What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Robots Rubik some more. So in front of me, I have the Cleer Flow 2. Yeah, Cleer Flow 2s. And I've been using them for... It's about to be 2 weeks on Friday, because that's when I got them. And so, this is what I think about it. Starting off, we have the carrying case, and I don't know what you call this, matte black. I don't know, it's kind of a pleathery kind of a feel. So then you have this nice little hook to kind of, maybe you use it on a keychain. I think it unbuckles. I haven't even messed with this. Yeah, so it does unbuckle. Also, you have a nice little pouch right here, so you can like store, I don't know, you could store a highlighter if you wanted to. Maybe some paperwork. You could just be that one person with the highlighter in their headphone case, but you know, if you need it, then sure. So, unzipping the case, you are greeted with the headphones themselves in the right compartment, and in the left compartment, you have these would be wrapped, but this is where I put them. The charging cable and the headphone jack to headphone jack cable as well. So I do like how you can use them corded. And underneath them is a pamphlet just explaining some simple features and all that. So the charging cable is USB type A to USB type C, and then, as I explained earlier, headphone jack to headphone jack. So you take these out, and I'm going to get the case out of the way since we're done with that right now. They're folded up like this. You unfold them, and there you go. So, taking a look on the bottom, you have a microphone, I would assume, the charging cable, headphone jack connector, the power button, active noise canceling on and off, and the Google Assistant. I've not yet been able to get that Google Assistant to work, so I have no idea. So, now we'll talk about the design. Yeah, this is what they look like. Some people might like it, some people might hate it. Honestly, I could care less what my headphones look like. I'm in it for the sound quality and active noise canceling, which these deliver both. But it kind of has a cheaper feel on the body. The ear cups and headphone band, that stuff, it feels pretty high quality. But if you take a listen, they kind of creak. They're pretty rigid, and after a while you kind of get used to them and you get more adventurous of how far you can stretch them. So at first I was like barely stretching them to get them on my head. Now I like stretch them. I think this might be probably close to the max, but they extend pretty far. That's how far they extend for people with larger heads. I kind of have a larger head, so one thing to note though, since it is machine metal, you'll kind of start getting marks on the edge from opening and closing them. Ear cups are here, let me focus the camera. Ear cups are some of the smaller ones. They're not super large. They're kind of hugging my ear. They are over-ear headphones, so that they do go over your ear, but they're just not super big. So after a while, they could get uncomfortable. They have no places to vent, so I've figured out close to probably 5 or 6 hours. I kind of just need to take them off, give my ears a break, just let them rest. They don't swivel very far either. This is the extent of how far these move. And I kind of wish that these had what the Google has, where they had the little spinning dials, but no, they're just cheap little plastic cut-ons. These have a 44 millimeter, I assume that's what the MM stands for, driver, ionless driver, and we're not going into the features yet, we're still talking about the looks. They have two colors, this one and kind of like a rose goldish color. I like, this one's called gunmetal, which I like. But since it's machined metal, something like right here. The corner kind of, I don't know, it kind of hurts if you go over it. It won't cut you or anything like that. It'll just like kind of scrape you. It looks like these have, I just saw those microphones. I think like 4 to 5 microphones to let with ANC, because you got one under here, and you got one up here. Same with on this side. They have little right and left indicators, just in case you don't know. This side is not touch activated. This side is, I don't know what it is, but they both have the Cleer logo on it. They're kind of chunky headphones, okay? They're big. That's basically all I have to say about it. They're just big. But build-wise, kind of cheap. Sound-wise and feature-wise, they're pretty rich. Transportation. That feature is, they're over-ear headphones, so obviously they're not going to be super great at transportation. But, I mean, they're good enough. You can just throw them in a backpack or something. Nothing like in-ear headphones, earbuds, that you can just toss in your pocket and be on with your day. But, I mean, or you could just keep them down on your neck. Another design aspect is whenever, so say you're sitting here listening, this is the back of the person's head. Then you lay them down on your neck like this. The ear cups fold out to where they're exposed to the sky, rain, all that. I would not suggest eating like this because you might get something in them. Water. I don't know if they're actually water resistant or not. I'll have to look that up. But, I mean, I have worked out in these. These are pretty good. They're heavy headphones, okay? So while I'm just sitting there listening, I don't notice it. But like if I lay down to do a rep on the bench press, and since I have to lay down, they kind of slip off. Because like I said, they're heavy headphones. But other than that, I don't really notice them. And your head might get hot. My ears get really hot in these things while I'm working out. So that's one thing to note. But I wouldn't know if these would be considered working out headphones. You might just be better buying in-ear headphones, earbuds. But yeah. Now on to features. So when you turn them on, they sadly they don't go into pairing mode, but they will automatically have active noise canceling on. So to put them in the pairing mode, you have to put them in pairing mode, you hold the button down till they say pairing mode. Yeah, there we go. To when it starts flashing red and white like that, that means that they're looking for a device, and they'll say it, looking for device. So it has ANC, and then the light flashing green means active noise, ambient mode is on. Then you press it again, noise cancellation turns on, and the light stays solid. So, I'm gonna turn these off. Hopefully. Yeah. So, battery-wise, they last about 9 days. That's the most that I've got out of these. Probably 8.5-ish. So battery life is pretty good. And I used them for about 3 hours a day, 3 to 4 hours. The battery life is pretty good on these. I don't know, like other flagship headphones. These might be considered flagship. These buttons are made of plastic, and they're clicky. So some people might like that, but whenever you're listening to music and you want to click a button, you'll be able to hear it inside the headphone, inside the cup. Also, if you hit something like against the side, you'll be able to hear it inside, because these sides are plastic as well. So feature-wise, the ANC is pretty good. Human voices just talking like this, they mostly block out. If people are yelling, obviously they won't do such a great job, but whenever you turn on music, you can't hear anything. These don't get very loud though. They are not loud headphones. Because normally with these, I've been using them, like, the volume is barely even up. These have been probably 75% of the way up, and it's pretty good. They don't get distorted though. That's a good thing, probably because they don't get very loud. But they have auto, pause, and play. So if you don't know what that means, if you have them on your head, you're sitting there listening, and you need to take them off. You take them off, put them on your neck. They'll stop the music. A lot of these features are kind of hit and miss. That one works, say, 98% of the time. The other 2% of the time, it'll keep going. I'll say 1% of the time, it'll keep going. Another percent of the time, it'll go for about 10 seconds, and then finally realize, oh, you took it off, and then pause it. It's not, but 98% of the time, it's turns it off. Well, pauses it. The ambient sound is really, really good. Really good. Except for with loud noises. Loud noises, it kind of gets staticky and doesn't sound real. Voices are okay, but just noises in general, like, you would be able to hear a finger rubbing against, like, a desk. You would be able to hear stuff like that. So it's really good. But what I found by testing these, so before I go into that, these have what is called, conversation mode. It's where you can take your left or right hand. It's easier with left since it's on the left cup, and put your hand over the left ear cup, and it'll go into ambient sound mode, ambient mode, and turn your music or whatever you're listening to down really low. So then you can hear everything that people are saying to you, you can communicate with them. Then whenever you stop, you just take it off, and you're back to listening to music, and your ANC is on. So that would be good for, like, subways or something, because people who ride them know that little split second of hearing the the subway driver say, this is your stop, compared to going all the way to, like, Brooklyn or something. Anyway, going back to ANC and ANC and ambient mode. Every time you click the button to switch between the two, what I really, really don't like is, so whenever you click it to go to ambient mode, it'll say ambient sound mode on, and then turn it on. Then you click it again, it'll say noise cancellation on. So sometimes what happens is, like, if your device turns off and these get disconnected, so like me, I have a laptop. If I'm sitting there listening to something on my laptop and then I need to go do something, or I need to hear something that someone is saying, I'll close my laptop, it'll say device disconnected. Device disconnected. And then I want to click these so then I can hear what someone's saying, because sometimes I need to know it right then. If I click this while it's saying device disconnected, it will not change. You have to click this after or before. But while it's saying something like Google Assistant is not available, if you click the Google Assistant button and then the ANC button, it will not turn on ambient mode. So that's kind of a bummer. These, I found what works best for conversation mode is a majority of your hand. Your fingers sometimes work, but majority of your hand on the ear cup works really well. So the ear cups. This one is touch enabled. It's a touchpad. This one is not. This one has, like, you can download something and then hold your phone up to it and it'll automatically pair. I forgot what that's called. But this one, you swipe up to turn volume up, swipe down to turn volume down, forward for next song, backwards for last song, double tap to answer a phone call or pause, and then double tap again to hang up or play. So the swiping up and down, that works really well. I haven't really had it not work, in fact. Forward and backwards, those, I'd say probably 86% of the time it works. The other, whatever percent, it doesn't. Pausing and playing, that, they need to work on that feature, okay? Testing it and all, firmer, like this, have worked better than just, so, I mean, I don't know. It might be user error, it might be device error, but yeah. So, now we're going into, hold on, let me show you what I mean. I hope you were able to see that, I mean, hear it. If not, I'm sorry, but you'll just have to take my word for it, that they do say whatever action you're trying to do, except for swiping up and down and left and right and all that. Sound quality, it's really good, okay? It's so good. Everything comes out really, really nice, really rich. It has good low ends, so the bass is very punchy. It has nice middle ends, and the high ends are nice, and they come out clear. Middle ends, very warm, very just, oh, it's so good. So much better than these. It's just, oh, it's amazing. The sound quality is amazing. It's just great. But, trying to think. I think that's it. Oh, pricing. Pricing is around $150 to $200, and I don't know, would you consider those flagship, mid-range? I would consider them mid-range, so they're not Sony whatever, or Bose, but yeah, it's good. They're really good. I am very happy with this. I will have a link down below if you are interested in them, but yeah, if you haven't seen my unboxing, I would suggest you do it. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Well, like and maybe even subscribe, please. And well, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.